Hello family and friends, it's Rob the Sapper Gardener representing Essayons Family Garden, and just out here, quick early morning walk through the garden. Thought I'd show you guys a few of the things that we got. Not a lot to be harvested yet. We've gotten pretty much most of the beds filled with something, so we're going to take a quick look. I'm not going to try to name everything we have, because honestly my wife has put out so much stuff that I probably couldn't name everything without looking at the tag, but just to show you a few things. Starting with some of our figs up here on the deck. Our figs did pretty well. We did have a little bit of dieback, which we trimmed off, but they're doing well. We didn't have any that completely died. And honestly, I may have aggressively pruned them a little bit early before June 1st, because as much regrowth as we got after trimming them, I think that some of the dieback probably hadn't died back. It just hadn't leafed out yet. But these were all winterized the same way, so I suspect they'd have been the same. We even trimmed the tips of these a little bit, but that's okay. Pruning helps force the energy where you want it to go, and that is to making leaves and making fruit. So hopefully we get good fruit from these. We've got fruit on some of ours back in Micro Orchard 2 and over near our garage garden, which I'll take a quick look at this morning. But the garden itself is looking good. Aside from the weeds and the grass that we are just constantly fighting to keep out of the garden, and the growth over our fence there in the corner, which we cleared a few weeks ago on this side of the fence, but which we'll probably have to clear again and then clear the back side of the fence to have any kind of lasting change over there. So we're going to look at a few things that we've recently put in the ground. So really quick, our blue turmeric, most of it came up, but it came up slower than the regular orange turmeric. So we got one more in a pot here we need to put in the ground, and behind our comfrey we've got one there that we put in this large container, which we think will make it easy to harvest. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We have had a problem with small rabbits getting into our inner garden area. We've got some common thyme over here, and the rabbits seem to really love that. So next year we won't make that mistake of leaving it out so long before getting it in the ground or getting it into a larger, higher container. But overall things are looking good in the garden. Our potted plants are looking good. We had a lot of yellowing, which now they're getting a lot more green than they were a month ago. Our lettuce are all doing well. Our collard greens are doing well. We've actually harvested a few of them, even while they're young. They're not huge like the ones that we see at our friend Chris and Cheryl at Back to Our Roots, but they're coming along. We don't have that heat that the Georgia collards love as much as they do down in Texas, but yeah, they're coming along. And we put a lot of comfrey out in our potted plants, along with some of our burdock leaves as a natural mulch and fertilizer. So, and our onions and garlic are all doing well, maybe too well. I hope that when we pull one up, that bulb is larger than expected, because we did not deadhead any this year. We're going to collect seeds, but whatever size they are, we'll take that. And we got a lot more basil in, and we got some longevity spinach here, which we have not started harvesting yet, but we'll start harvesting on that soon. And we're still prepping, adding more herbs around our greenhouse. One thing that we did was we cleared out these cinder blocks and added some cardboard in after we weeded. We got one that needs to be weeded a little better. And we're going to add some garden soil in, or potting soil in, to these today. And then we're going to drop some more seeds. And our greenhouse has a few plants in it. We've got some corn. We've got corn and okra seeds. We've got some Agastache apricot Sprite and some Pennsylvania Dutch squash that we're going to get out. And hopefully we didn't wait too late on the squash to harvest it at the end of summer, beginning of fall. We'll see on those. Yeah, got one big fat tangelo here. So hopefully we get some more fruit, because all these citrus had loads of blooms and buds, which they still do. And we'll just see how they do this year. Lots of volunteer sunflowers came out this year. We got our tomatoes in. Most of them have flowers. And we hope to get lots of tomatoes. We did not put out as many tomato plants as we normally do, because honestly we've wasted quite a few on the vine. So this year we cut back a little bit, but we've still got probably 20 tomato plants, which we think will be enough. And again, our figs are looking really good. And I mentioned dieback on this fig here. You can see how it's leafed out, but some of the limbs have no flowers. That's what we mean when we talk about dieback. So we got some new growth along with some old growth, but we did get a little bit of frost damage, which we're okay with that. More tomatoes over here, onions, garlic. And we planted a bunch of sweet potatoes over in this bed and that bed, and we hope it comes up nice along with the flowers Mrs. SG put out. And we've got some of our ube plants over here along with some basil, lots of ube, lavender. We got what? This may be a volunteer tomato plant. I'll have to ask my wife about that. But we've got lavender throughout the garden. Lavender helps with attracting the pollinators and also with pest control. A lot of insects don't like the smell, so they avoid that area. So we've got lavender spaced out. More garlic and onions. Lots of garlic and onions. Lots of onion flowers, which are just seeds we're going to collect. Honestly, we should probably have deadheaded a lot of these, but we just decided against it this year. And we're going to let nature do what nature does. That, and we've got a lot of onions and garlic in the freezer for once. We didn't use everything up over the winter and early spring. More lavender and beautiful heads on our onions and garlic. Lots of lettuce and spinach throughout the garden. And the birds are definitely used to us. They fly right by now. I'm waiting on one to come and just land on the camera one day, but not yet. Yeah, lots of spinach and lettuce Our pineapple guava is looking good. Not sure it's going to give us fruit this year, but this is the best it's done since the first year that we got it. So I'm going to take a quick look at the garage garden area. Yeah, our fruit and nut trees are doing really well this year. We got one eyesore in the garden. I still need to get that old coop and run area, but I'm probably going to wait till winter time now because it got overgrown fast. We'll wait till some of that brush is killed off by the winter temps, and then we'll come and I'll finally get that cleared. I'm in no rush with that though. But we hope to get some nuts this year because they had a lot of signs that we're going to get plenty. And we've gotten a few figs already off these, which these in-ground figs naturally do better than the ones in the pot. So we'll see how much that we get. Yeah, these did really well over the winter. And what we'll probably do is move our potted figs in ground over in our micro orchard 2 area, and hopefully they continue to do well. Yeah, it's a battle with nature some days. When you come out, you see some fruit, you think it's almost ready. You say, I'll come out in a day or two to get it. You come out a day or two later, and one of the pests have gotten it, but that's just part of gardening. And our garage garden area, we have reclaimed somewhat from the mint overgrowth. We have put down some silage tarp. We're going to solarize these beds this year before we plant anything, and that's a luxury we have because we've got plenty of garden space. But we're going to solarize these beds with the black silage tarp, kill as much as we can, and then we're going to take a look at it next year. If we still have the overgrowth of mint, we're just going to dig down as deep as we can, put down a layer of silage tarp, and then plant over it. And you can see there's still some beds that we still have to do that with, but we've reclaimed enough to use some of this area. And some beds that we have plants in seem to have fought the mint off a little bit better. We've got horseradish and volunteer potatoes in this one, and they're doing okay, but others we had to come along and dig out, and we actually put down, you can see there at the bottom of the bed, a layer of silage tarp so that we can plant in. So we're going to put more herbs and peppers and probably some the turmeric that we have in pots out here. I was just talking to my wife about it so that we can come up with a plan. But we want to make sure they're heat-loving plants because this area gets a ton of sun. When we had tomatoes and peppers over here, they did really great. So we're going to make sure that we do that so that we get the best harvest that we can get. And we still have a little bit of time. And the micro orchard is doing well. Unfortunately, we ran out of silage tarp, so I ordered more. But you can see over there the grass is growing, and all the fruit trees except for 3 came back. And it's after June 1st, so we're going to cut those down and replace them. But we've also got a few bare root plants inside that we're going to bring out now and put them in. But we want to put more silage tarp down to combat the grass and the weed growth over there, and we'll be doing that this weekend. We actually just got the new roll of silage tarp in, and I'm recording this on a Saturday, so we've got, well, I've got all the time in the world to come out here and put it in, but the weekends are a better time to come out. It still feels like the best time to do work in the garden, even though I can come out and work any day I want right now. So we'll see how things go. And our fence is still getting the overgrowth with the honeysuckle and the poison ivy, so that's another chore that we know it'll be ongoing, but we'll get on that too. We want to get that cleared enough that we can comfortably get out here and work and clear these other beds so that we can plant in those also. And our micro orchard 1 area, we still got work to do here. Again, our nut trees are doing really well. We expect to get a decent harvest this year, not a ton because our trees are still relatively immature. None of them are over 6-7 years old, but they're doing pretty well. Along with our fruit trees, our apple trees, we've started clearing this area so that we can see what we have. I still need to put up some posts to maximize the fig growth because the kiwi grow. The kiwis had to be cut back because they were just super heavy and interfering with some of the other plants. So hopefully when I can put up a wood trellis here, that'll take care of that problem and we can get them growing away from the fence instead of onto the fence. The one that collapsed, yeah, we'll probably cut it back really severely this year so that we can replace that and train it outward, but we didn't want to cut it back too much because we do still have kiwi fruit that are going to grow on it, and we'll see how it goes. And our cherry trees are doing really well, nice and leafed out. We've got some blueberry trees along the fence. If you can see the blueberry tree, that one has lots of fruit on it. We lost the other one that was right here. Well, I shouldn't say lost. It was compromised by the kiwi, but it's still alive. So, and it was doing really well before the kiwi got onto it, so we think it'll come back well. And we got lots of blueberries here too that we hope will do well. But we've got a lot of cleaning yet to do here, and hopefully over the summer we can get it looking as well as micro orchard 2 area. So really quick look at the garden. I know we haven't put a video out in a while, and honestly it's just been mostly garden cleanup, so we haven't had much to show, but the garden's producing well, chickens are doing well, greenhouse is working well, and the family's doing well. So most important things in life, family. So we'll try to get back on a regular schedule, especially as we get to the point where we're harvesting regularly. About the only thing we've been harvesting the last couple of weeks has been leafy greens and calamansi. For some reason, the calamansi just love to produce fruit almost year-round for us, but that's been about it. Just nice to sit out here in the garden with time on my side. So I'm gonna get in, get some breakfast, and enjoy another day with the family before coming out here to get on weed duty. So on behalf of the family here at Essayons Family Garden, this is Rob the Sapper Gardener saying God bless our great country America. God bless you wherever you reside around the world. And if you have a garden, boom, grow it up. Take care. Sapper out.